yeah! Welcome to Barroom Banter.
Action.
Yeah. Barroom banter. Like, follow and subscribe.
We're back.
Have you guys ever fucking
It's been a while.
heard of this fucking flock camera system that's been going around?
No.
Dude,
Really?
there's like 130 fucking thousand cameras out there, dude.
Just what do you mean by flock though? Are they like the
Flock
mechanical
is an
birds
AI
or?
camera system
We're the birds.
that they put up all over the United States, which like is AI controlled. So what they say it's for is like license plates. You know, license plate recognition.
It's not about
and
license
whatnot.
plates.
Like they've been known to have them up on like hiking trails and like across from schools and shit.
Because you drive your car on the hiking trail, right?
Yeah.
It's big enough.
And so the police actually use these flock cameras as things are going on, and like so they've had reports of 20 to 40% of like the license plate or the facial recognition has been off, and like up to 70% of the fucking license plate recognition has been off. So these people are getting pulled over
Oh wow.
and searched, and it's not
Another-
even.
Well, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. There's a good and a bad with it, right? Like, because I can see where the good could be. Let's say there was a murder or something horrible happened. Like all
There's a
these.
shooting in Austin, Texas.
See? There you
where a
go.
couple kids shot up a place, and then Austin, Texas doesn't allow it. And as soon as they tried to leave the city limits, the very first city they went into, they busted them immediately.
And you know, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, but is it worth?
It has been abused too.
But is
Well,
it
it's
worth,
going to be
like-
abused.
There
That's
was
the
a
problem.
police chief or a police captain that
Well,
like
no, there's
stalked
been
his
like
ex-wife.
5
Yeah.
or 20. I can't
That
remember
we
the
know
number,
of.
but it was
That we
like a
know of.
significant number. That if the police have actually used these flock camera system to hunt down a romantic fucking interest.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the scary thing about it. So it's like, well, do you just get rid of it and you just go back to the old school way of trying to find the murderer, and maybe you do, or
Putting in the
you know.
footwork and being smart and not being lazy.
Another,
Maybe.
another thing that's really good
But you
for-
know what too? These criminals are getting smarter too, right? Like
Yeah, you keep adapting. They're like cockroaches, you know what I mean?
I'm not trying to advocate for the flock cameras, but I will still man it a little bit. Another thing that's good for is Amber Alerts. Like response is
absolutely.
going down so much.
But he's
faster.
saying too, though, that
Absolutely. But is it worth the means?
Yeah.
The end's worth the means. Is it on a scale positive to negative? These things do things that are great, but then here again, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
And you have girls, right?
Few of them.
Daughters.
A few of them.
So say the fucking hackers get into this shit and open up these cameras because they've live streamed these cameras at places and they can get into them in a fucking matter of seconds, like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Some of these hackers can
Yeah.
just get into them. So now check this out. So they give these hacks
I love his
away,
passion.
and they fucking send it on to maybe like I don't know, some of these fucking elite pedophiles, and they fucking want to steal your kid because you know these fucking kids come up missing every fucking year, and we have all these cameras around, but we don't know where these kids are going.
Right.
I'm just saying,
I get it. There is ways to mitigate that though, because like same thing with AI. We need to have not necessarily. It's not like get rid of AI. Just have better safeguards.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the thing, so
it
it-
goes up so high.
but it's
before
new,
someone
right?
goes over it,
So everything's new. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until something drastically happens in order to figure out
and be
how
like,
you're going
oh,
to
that
fix
was
it.
so bad.
But that's with
so
everything.
bad.
I mean, the cars, we didn't have seatbelts.
Fix that.
So you're
You know,
for-
drinking
you're
and
for
driving.
the-
Drinking
legal
and
till
driving,
1917.
exactly.
So
So
you're for the AI cameras.
I see the potential of the good, but I also see the strong potential of the bad. So it's
What
really
if
hard to do.
What if it's less of looking on these fucking roads, like they say, and it's more of like elites sitting back and
Yeah.
watching us and playing Hunger
What-
Games with us?
I think.
know,
Well, I
like,
think it's just like Dane said too. Though there has to be certain protocols, certain things put in there. You know, but then that's going to be the problem too. It's kind of like communism, right? Communism on paper looks great. and,
Kind of like.
You know.
Kind of like.
Well, you know what I'm
more
saying.
like it
You know what I'm
is.
saying.
It's
Yeah.
never worked.
It's never worked
never
because
worked.
someone who's going to have evil intentions is going to take power.
Yeah.
Right?
And
And
communism
so-
and socialism technically it needs
It-
guns.
So
It
I
needs
mean,
a
but
large
where you're
army.
going at, then we shouldn't have any technology at all. You know what I'm saying?
And neither right or left, but like, no, we should definitely have technology.
Someone said.
We should have technology, but to put it out to where we don't get even a vote for our city,
Yeah.
or
What's going on as far as
country
yeah.
at all. like,
and the problem is that they will say, "Oh no, there was a vote," but they did it quietly. No, but they do things quietly too, to where, "Oh no, it was there, but nobody showed up to vote for it."
So
like
in the town of Prescott,
Never announce it, or they hide it inside of another building.
Yes, exactly.
So in the town of Prescott, actually, they didn't have to go to council with it because it was under a specific amount of money.
There it is.
At the time.
Yeah.
Because it was
But then they
donated.
keep adding on now that they fucking got this.
Yeah.
And they did it right under
Because their
the
foot's
vote.
in the door. But that's my
They're
point.
just fucking coming
That's-
backdoor to us
Yeah.
on our fucking taxpayer money, and
Yeah.
now they're spying on us. Really?
Yeah. No, I see it. No, I totally see what you're saying.
Because here's the thing, it knows.
Penal.
Like there's been cases of the cameras being set
Penal.
up across some schools. So now it knows when your kid gets out of school, which kid usually comes pick them up.
No, I
knows
totally get what you're saying.
walking home.
You've got great. You're
Is
great
the
points.
officers just arrested for stalking women and
Yeah.
creating relationships with them from using the flock cameras?
Yeah.
18
No. So like,
officers
I see it.
just arrested
Arrested from July to August 2nd.
from
for
July
using
to
the
August
flock
2nd
cameras to stalk women.
To
and
stalk
pursue
women.
Those women.
and pursue women, officers.
yeah,
Yeah.
officers.
Over the nation.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
So that's a
Well,
lot.
so that's the thing. You
I
know.
have a plus side about that though. We're getting rid of bad officers.
That's
We're weeding them
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Well,
We don't
we're
save
weeding
them
them
out.
out. Wait, hang
Get
on.
rid of the fucking
But-
problems afterwards.
Well, when
That
do you
sounds
know
like
when
some
there's a
weird
problem?
shit to
That's
me.
not true, but
Like,
he's
I
got a
think you
point
fucking wanna
because you
fucking
don't
get
know
rid of
if someone is
they're hiding it way better.
Yeah, they're not. You don't know. Like, let's talk about.
sending out
We
a
go
mouse
Ted
trap.
Bundy,
So you're saying-
John Wayne Gacy. You know,
yeah, they got
all
away
these
with it
serial.
for a while.
Yeah, what was it? The bind, torture, kill guy.
Dahmer was
So you're
caught
saying
twice and they let
casualties
him
of
go.
war.
Yeah.
And chalk it up to that.
Well, that's it. That's
Not
the way.
61st.
How else? Well, how else are you gonna find out if those?
we're
Well,
weeding out
how
the
else
bad
would
ones.
you know? Because they could be stalking other ways.
I mean, I'd rather just never know them never do it
Huh?
than get
So,
the means to do it.
So ignorance
easily.
is bliss.
You know.
So ignorance is bliss.
No, I mean, till yeah. kind of.
That reminds me.
So-
I don't want
it reminds
to
me
know
of
about
that
shit, and
time.
I'm upset.
That reminds me of that time in Southern California. I think it was. I could be wrong, but they put out all these notices to these people that had warrants for their arrest that they won a cash prize or a trip or something like that, and then they would walk into the building like celebrating. As soon as the doors closed behind
We're
them,
catching
just
a predator.
a bunch of police, a whole bunch of police would come in
Awesome.
and arrest them.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
totally
no.
down.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what? There's been like
Because you already committed
two
the crime.
states, I think. Is it
It's not
just one or
entrapment because
two?
you're one of
As far as
like
warrant.
Alabama,
You're just dumb
What are
enough
we
to
talking
accept
about?
something.
where you catch a predator now,
Mm-hmm.
they get in trouble there, and there's a death sentence on them now.
yeah,
Whoa.
firing squad.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
The
By firing
glorious.
squad.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know how to fucking never let a predator fucking
I think Idaho
touch
did
a
that.
kid again.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll fucking get rid of
So
him.
I
few
was
states
so I
that
was
did that.
today. I was at Lions Den Tattoo, getting tattooed by Will Burke, owned by Austin
out.
Boyd.
Shout
right?
out. Hell yeah.
And Will's wife Jen was there, and we were talking about not just about technology in general. And she made a great point. She said, at the 90s, we capped off, and even early 2000s, because we had just enough technology to where we could do cool stuff, like call people if we didn't need a payphone, you know, get a hold of people. But you couldn't do what you could do now
Right.
with what you know exactly what you're talking
People
about.
weren't staring at their hands.
And
whenever
yeah,
they-
you were
social
still going out and
situations.
doing things and being social and you know having a good
Kids
time
in the streets playing.
yeah.
And my mother, like, I had a conversation with her the other day about this, and she was like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking dumb down society because you can't remember phone numbers." And I'm like, "Okay." And I quoted my fucking old phone number from when I was a
Yeah,
little
I still
fucking
remember
kid,
mine.
probably like 3 years
I
old.
think I can remember mine from
I
junior
remember
high.
quite
Yeah.
a few from childhood.
But I was like, we're not dumbing people down because AI
Right.
and phones and having that. We're just opening up space for other fucking thoughts, and we're fucking being knowledgeable on
Right.
that. We're not dumbing down, we're advancing. And I do agree with advancing in technology.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I agree with every corner having a
I think
camera
I
on
think
it
we still are
to
kind of
fucking,
dumbing
like,
people down
Now, next thing you know, they're going to have them out in the middle of nowhere where we're shooting, you know.
to know what kind of gun you got. Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're going to be listening to every one of our.
They can know. They can know.
And next thing you know, they're going to be
Nothing to
listening
hide.
to every one of our conversations.
Except for that bazooka.
They already
you
do.
got.
What are you talking
And
about?
they're
It's all in
gonna-
that phone you carry.
Only if we carry that with us. That's the difference. We have a choice whether we have a phone or not. We can go get a flip phone, really, still
Yeah.
nowadays.
That's true.
You know, we
If
don't
you were
have
like,
to
I
fucking-
need-
You can avoid the flock cameras.
I like fucking AI. I'm not against it. I just don't think
Yeah, you
these
just don't
fucking
travel down
cameras
public
need to be
roads.
fucking regulating us. Because you know what the next step I feel like is going to be? I
Curfew.
feel it's going to be some in time shit to where you have like a fucking bank account that's only fucking through fucking.
No, that's what they're trying to make us.
I get your point, dude. I get your point. It's like how far
does
Well,
it
now-
no, but
that goes into biblical shit, too,
Give you a tax
right?
The
on
6
on
numbers.
not
Yeah.
being
666,
being,
market, all that.
exactly what they want you to be in society. They're going to give you a tax for non-compliance type of shit.
Yeah.
So if you're partying, drinking too much a fucking week,
It's a social.
you get a
Well,
social credit.
so I remember, I forget,
China did
there was a show that I watched, I
think
forget what
that's
show it
fucking
was,
right.
but they were like jumping into different timelines or different realities. I don't remember what the show was,
Doctor Who.
but yeah, but I do remember in one of the episodes, it was kind of based on Facebook. And so how you got treated and what you could do, what you could buy and things like that were based
That
off
was
your
Black, that
likes.
was Black Mirror.
Is that what that was?
Black
Yeah,
Mirror.
it was based, okay.
Yeah.
So it was
If you
based
did
off your
anything,
likes.
Like if you were rude, like inside of the elevator to somebody, they
Yeah.
could demote you and you would lose points.
Yeah, and see that's
But yeah, but that's
fucking
what you're
weird.
saying. Yeah,
That's
That's
social credit.
freedom
yeah.
ripped away.
That show
We've been
had
some
ripping
crazy
away
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
freedom since forever.
Right.
You know, since like 1920 fucking 8, really.
Yeah.
When they fucking put that fucking
Federal
crazy
Reserve.
When they sank the Titanic.
All right,
Let's get deep.
1928.
Killed off all of our advocates.
I mean,
Yes.
1828.
It
When
was in
fucking the
1828.
North had all the factories going, the South were primarily using slaves, whatever.
The South was
Well-
industrial. The North literally was just shipping.
No.
They were distribution.
Listen.
That's what that's why they took
had
over
all
the
the
South. That's why they didn't want us
factories.
leaving.
They had cotton gin.
I said us. I'm from
They had
Argentina.
cotton-
I'm from Arkansas.
I don't support
They had
slavery.
plantations. No, they had plantations down south. The North was factories. The North was
The North- it
exporting
wasn't the
goods.
industrial
Listen,
age yet.
Listen.
That
They
came
were-
Linda,
late-
listen,
way
Linda.
late 1800s.
Okay, we can look it up right now, brother.
We can. That's what we
Okay,
have AI
grab
for.
your
Well, let's Google this shit.
1828, they put
Okay.
a fucking tariff.
What am I asking Google?
What in 1888?
Did the North or the
what
South have
tariff
more production?
act did they
Who
put
had
on
more
that
production
pissed
back
off
in the Civil
South?
War, the North or the South?
Is that what?
Hang on, we're gonna get there.
The Civil War.
You son of
They
a
made
bitch.
almost
Ah, you were right.
History's
Yeah.
changed.
So it says, just so everybody, because I don't know if you can hear Google talking, the North had far more industrial and total overall economic production than
10
the
times the
South
number of
than
factory
the Civil
effort.
War, manufacturing roughly 90% of the
I'll put a
nation's
sock in my
goods
mouth.
and possessing about 5 times as many factories and 10 times the number of factory
Oh
workers.
no, we get it.
So what happened was the fucking North put these tariffs on,
Mm-hmm.
and so the South was getting all their fucking imports that now cost so much more money because it was taxed because
Right.
they were importing, but the North was exporting shit, exporting. So it felt like the South was getting fucking like disciplined for no fucking reason. So they were pissed off since like 1828.
Yeah.
This shit was coming. This shit was coming. Now, how did they kill the South? Because the South started fucking rebelling. I think it was like South Carolina was like the first state to fucking actually be like, hey, we're gonna fucking secede from the Union. It like threatened it. It never happened, but they threatened it, you know? And so it gets into this fucking, how do we kill the South out from doing that? Well, we can abolish slavery.
Yeah.
Because slavery was more than any of the industrial,
Yeah.
more than all the bankers, more than everything combined, slavery was worth more money.
Right.
So if we kill their slavery,
We kill the
fucking
South.
kill the South,
Right.
and we shut them down.
I mean, and it was a positive
And I'm not
thing.
saying slavery's great.
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
But that's why Lincoln did it. It wasn't out of like.
No, I get it.
I'm trying to
100%,
free the slaves.
yeah.
Because Lincoln was a piece of shit.
That's the way history tried to build him and make him look.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I get what you're saying. Like they used something very good and very positive for kind of a power controlling move. It needed to be done.
Well, and then history.
it had to be
winners
done.
Write the history. And
Yeah.
winners
What
are like,
was easier
hey,
to get
we
people
can't
an
talk
army
about
built?
how since fucking 1828 we tried to put the South out.
Right.
Well, like, and fucking just make them fucking be our bitch.
It's a lot easier
Yeah.
to get an
You
army
know?
built of volunteers if you were like, let's go save this entire race of people versus, hey, let's.
Yes.
They're not giving you the money. Let's go
Let's
get
go
the
get the money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about
have-
weapons of mass destruction,
I have an
right?
idea.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but I'm going back to what you're saying. Like, I totally get what what you're saying as far as
There's
the flock
concerns,
cameras.
yeah.
100%.
I just think it's
They're-
intrusive on our rights, and it becomes a socialist society. If we're not,
Yeah.
like, we are fucking.
Yeah, because like you're saying, it's very hard to put the limitations that you're bringing up that need to be done on it,
Not until bad shit
and to have
happens.
people actually police it properly and do what's
Yeah,
right.
Especially if the
and my
police are the
thing
ones
is,
abusing
what's
it.
Yeah,
what's
exactly,
the
right.
long-term goal? That we have
Control.
we have control.
Control.
Yeah,
Big brother,
control,
man.
right?
100%. Yeah,
And they have
100%.
cameras set up everywhere.
Martial law, 100%.
Now to say, hey, listen,
Yes.
this is my craziest thing. What if, and it could possibly be in my eyes, what if though? We'll say hypothetically, AI decides to fucking learn how it should feel through human interaction.
Oh,
instead
AI
of-
scares the shit out of me as far as that. Like, it's like no one watched Terminator.
It doesn't. but here's the thing: it's not
that's what we're
Terminator no
creating.
more. It's
Yeah.
not Terminator no more. They're not going to come out fucking blasting you in with
No,
robots.
no, it'll be different,
No, they
100%.
shut down. They poison and shut down your water supply.
Yeah, They freeze your
They
assets.
fucking take all your goddamn bank accounts and
Yeah.
just. They take every fucking.
They stop food production.
All the electricity.
They stop food production
Yep.
because AI is considered.
Yep.
A lot of warehouses are
They stop
doing
everything.
robots,
And
right?
it
All they
says
have to
we
do is
kill
just launch
human
the
because
bombs.
human
Yeah.
is now a cancer and they're being too mean.
Well, I think they know not to
launch.
launch the bombs.
No, that's all they have to do.
And
I know.
They survive radiation.
What if that's the second
survive-
coming of fucking?
Oh, you're saying AI? Yes, I'm talking man in
No,
general,
say
but yeah.
What if that's the
AGI
second
is already.
coming of Jesus?
Well, I mean, who knows? We don't know what it's going to look
first
like. That's
coming
for
was
sure.
what?
We know that it's
After
going to
the flood?
What? Yeah, and he said he would never do that anymore.
No, now
But-
he's doing it through AI.
No, he could 100%. No, you got a great point because it talks about how it's like 7 years of famine and just like straight horror, like
And we've lived through all
cannibalism,
this
all
crazy
kinds of
Thought for
crazy
you,
stuff.
AI is technically a virgin birth of a living God.
Ooh, that's going real fucking deep.
It has no mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
It's
was
eventually gonna get
But
to
it
the
was
point
created
that
by
it's-
man. It wasn't created by God.
Was it created by man, or did like our entire purpose
Oh,
of
yes.
innovating?
Are you saying he gave us the intelligence
No,
to
no,
do
no,
so,
no, no.
or the devil gave us the Antichrist
What if it's literally our entire purpose is just to create? Because everything we do, if you
to
look,
fuck it up enough that he comes?
everything
like
we
this.
do as an
Yeah.
entire
I like this.
species is to innovate things, make things better.
Right,
We're never
right.
happy with the new iPhone. We need the newest iPhone. We need the next
Yeah.
iPhone. We
You know,
need, like,
and you know what?
it's
even crazier
human
about
nature to
that?
make things
Now,
better.
Gluttony,
think about
greed.
this.
why are we building things
Think
that are smarter
about
than
this.
us?
Yeah, right.
What if we were the last fucking civilizations? Fucking AI.
Well, exactly. What was it? Tartania?
Tartania.
Yeah,
You know, we're not. We're just living in a simulation. Like we're just their AI.
yeah.
You know that they fucking built,
Angkor
and we
Wat's-
fucking killed them.
Angkor Wat from the
and then
sky
we
view
build
looks
this
like a
AI
chip.
that's better than us, and they kill us, and then they build something that's better than them, and this just repeats. Because you look at it like the Hopi. They said there were like 3 civilizations before us,
Yeah.
Right.
that fucking got wiped out.
Well,
with the
Native
fire,
Americans have been saying they've been
the
there
Ice
for
Age,
millions of
then the
years before
flood.
Clovis.
And they also
you
believe
know?
in the star people.
Yeah.
That's Kachinas, yeah.
And the ant
Quite
and the
a few
ant
of them
people,
monkeys.
and there's what the
Ant
Ant Man.
people, yeah,
Down
they
South
lived in
America.
like
Yeah.
fucking
Caves and
Grand
shit,
Canyon,
yeah.
and the caves
Yeah.
underground.
And the Aztecs?
and they were completely albino.
The Aztecs,
You know, they were blind because
Yeah.
they
the
fucking lived
Aztecs
under.
actually said that they did not build those pyramids. They came
Yes.
to it and they considered
the Mayans. It was the Mayans. Yeah, the
It's probably
Mayans.
both of them, honestly, because the Incas did.
Well, the
same
Mayans were before the Aztecs, so as far as I understand,
Different
so
places,
Well,
yeah, but
I'm pretty sure
and
the
they,
Aztecs-
you can tell by the actual construction where you can see
got-
these badass blocks,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they got very primitive,
primitive.
almost.
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
That's
If you look
Machu
it up-
Picchu, dude.
Yes.
And the Incas said that they found it, and the Mayans are. I think it was the Aztecs that said that they believed that it was the place where the gods were born, is what they called it.
Yes,
And when
that's
they
true.
found it, they
Yeah.
treated it like a
if
temple.
you actually look it up, one of the Great Lakes fucking has like a Aztec or Mayan temple, and it says that fucking they migrated from like Canada down to South America.
I believe. Well, and
yeah,
you
like
can
the
look at
Barren Land Bridge.
there's
long.
statues. I think it's India or Thailand where they look almost similar to South American temples.
Yeah, they all look alike.
Yeah, and they all have the same kind of
The
like
craziest ones are in
like
India and
alien type
Cambodia.
drawings.
Cambodia, they look like they've been created on a lathe, and they were created from the bedstone, which means they couldn't have made a single mistake in this entire temple. They literally cut it out of the bedrock,
Yeah.
and everything. You can take lasers and point it through, and it comes out on the other side because they like dremel
So
through this
straight,
thing
yeah.
and create it so symmetrical.
But that's a great
It looks
point
like a mandala.
because too, like if you think about okay, so the way I think about it too, here's something like I've always thought about. All right, the story of Babel. You guys are familiar with the story of Babel, okay? So everybody was building towers to try to get to heaven. We could go into what's this firmament? Yeah. So everybody's building towers. So they all speak the same language. Okay, so we got that right, and it said that God split them up, made them all speak different
they
languages.
created the
Okay,
same
so
language.
now people in what geologists have talked about how the continents at one point were actually together. You can put them together, yeah, and you can put them together as a fucking puzzle.
I mean, you can't
What
just
if
look at
that
a globe.
what if that wasn't the product of Babel?
What do you mean?
where he split us all up, and he caused the earth to move. I feel like sometimes the way God works isn't always through magic and mysticism. I think that's a lot of our European Western mentality, and I think he is the ultimate scientist, and he can move things. That's true too.
So we're
Because
going
Pangea
to go
existed
back on that.
millions and millions of years ago.
yeah.
Like,
The story of the Bible has been. Have you ever played that fucking Grapevine game?
Oh
Where
yeah,
you,
the telephone.
Yeah, telephone.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it's all just. There's truth in it if you tell a whole like paragraph.
There's a problem with what you're about to say, though.
But it's all fucked up.
there's a problem with what you're about to say, though. Is
No.
the Bible that,
No,
that we
here's-
have
here's
today,
my
the
thing.
Ethiopian, the longest one,
Yeah.
matches the
You
Copper
haven't even
Scrolls.
heard what I have to say.
Yeah.
They were found thousands of years apart and created thousands of years apart.
Here's my thing. Where
not-
does
I'm
Christianity come from?
Judaism.
Yeah,
Okay, where does Judaism come from?
Samaritans.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No, you're going like.
Comes from
Samari- well,
from Mesopotamia, and then
well,
we have pagan.
You're
is in
going
between.
Greek, and you're going fucking Roman, and you're going different
It's the same
mythologies.
stories, though.
So
I get what you're saying.
You're going to what they called paganism.
There are. Yeah, there's a
But
lot of
when it's
similarities.
Just told a different way.
Yeah.
But then it does end up coming from Egyptian and fucking Sumerian.
And even the Egyptians
You know-
said that they didn't build them pyramids.
Yeah.
Like-
Did they?
Yeah, they back in the day.
Pharaohs took credit for it.
so
Nah.
Why was there no hieroglyphs
this
in there?
becomes
Exactly.
because they fucking took holidays and took like
The
so
power
people would
temples.
like pray and be like, "Hey, hail the sun, hail the fucking sun, Yahweh,"
Ra.
and whatnot, and they'd be like, because December 22nd to the 25th, it stays at the same fucking point in the sky. It always goes up in fucking degree,
the
sun,
solstice.
until fucking the 22nd to the 25th, and then stays, and then the 25th, it starts getting longer days. And so then we praise Jesus.
Yahweh.
Well, I don't praise Jesus for the sun.
No,
I praise Jesus
no,
for
no,
my
no, no,
sins.
no, that's
You know what I
Christmas
mean?
In the
is,
beginning,
because
yeah.
Well,
he
Christmas.
was
Well,
born,
Christmas
and
is. Well, no.
But-
Christmas was really was trying to stamp out the solstice celebration.
yes,
Yeah.
It was-
Because really, Jesus, if you really look at it, my grandfather was a pastor, and he always said, he goes, if you look at the trade routes and when people were moving around, they weren't moving around during December. It was more like September. You know what I mean? Closer to that time when trade, because you talk about the three kings that were traveling, you talk about all these things like that, and just that time of the census, right? You know, so that it was really I forget which Roman emperor it was. It wasn't.
Constantine?
Was it Constantine?
Yeah, Constantine changed it from
Yeah.
paganism to
Yeah, he said no. This was the birth of this, and that was what 300 years after
Yeah.
Jesus had died.
it's Roman Catholic.
My
yeah.
point
Yeah.
was, we go all the way back from the Bible and we trace it back, and it comes down to Samaria because that's the oldest thing we've actually seen in writing, with like Sumerian tablets, right? And you go back to where you're like, okay,
Sorry,
maybe
garage party. Remember?
maybe we are.
We need a
AI.
camera facing the other way. Though.
Because in the Sumerian tablets, it goes through the Anunnaki, who actually came down, saw the Crone Magnum, Crone Magnum, fucking was like, okay, these fucking guys are retarded. They fucking
No, yeah, it's been
Fuck
proven
them up.
that our DNA has been surgically sliced. It has been proven
it's
that
the
way.
book of Genesis,
bugged them
right?
up.
Take a rib from Adam and create Eve.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go into that
almost
route,
like-
but they're just saying like the DNA, the scientific side of it, not the story side of it, is that if you look at our DNA, and I think that's what Alex is saying too, is that the scientists will say you can tell that there's an actual surgical split right
exactly.
here,
Here's
where they've
Genetic
added
engineering,
yes,
which
yes.
is what I was getting to. It's
Yeah.
called the Book of Genesis.
And that's
Yeah.
why it comes back to maybe we were created, just like we're creating this
I think we're
next
definitely
AI.
created. We're way too different.
Yeah.
Those are
I'm
his,
just
but yeah.
saying, maybe we're just AI, and we think we feel a certain way. We actually don't even feel feelings. We just think we do.
Well, I think we're
Pain's
definitely
not real.
created, dude. Look, what
Everything's
we're way
just
too
fucking-
different from everything.
All I'm saying is everything's just maybe in a simulation, instead of actually feeling pain, we just know we should. So
I can't drink anymore if we're gonna have these kind of
At the
conversations.
rate, can't smoke anything.
I'm just saying. That's,
No, I feel you. I
At
feel
the
you.
rate
I'm
that
just
we're
being
creating
funny.
AI, there's a pretty good chance that we will eventually create an AI that could create a simulation that's this strong, which would suggest that we've already done it, and this is one of those simulations. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think
That's
that
Matrix, the movie, all that shit, right?
That's where religion, the Bible, everything comes back. So someone set into the fucking Matrix and we're like, religion needs to be this way because like how much easier is it to control a population through religion than actually having to whip them?
But
Just
yeah.
be like, if you don't fucking pay your taxes and you don't be good,
Well, that's
then
a
you're
different
going to
religion.
hell.
Well, I see what you're
Romantic.
romantic.
You're gonna
Like
hell,
and
yeah,
subscribe. But no, that's that's exactly it. But yeah, no, because we have learned that we're not going to take the beating, right? So they found different ways
Yeah.
to beat us. Yes, like you gotta
Where
make
is someone's character? What if we're just someone's avatar or character, or someone's just watching us?
like that
They
movie.
follow
What was
reality.
that movie?
In 90 years, we wake up from now and like we're a 5-year-old in an arcade.
Well, you know-
Oh, that was a good round.
You know those
Fat
fucking-
dude in the basement,
You know those fucking games
no,
where you get to like pick what happens next.
Yeah.
or the books. The books.
Like,
Remember the
yeah,
books?
yeah.
Yeah,
Page or-
yeah,
What if
yeah.
someone's in charge of picking the beauty next?
Yeah.
Let's fuck him over just to see what it does. Oh, I like
Free
my
will
guy.
is
He's
a-
doing well.
Free will is an illusion. Yeah, free will is an illusion. I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I just don't know. Like,
Because it kind of is, if you think about it, with the way we live, it's free will, wisdom,
You can't
religion.
do everything.
You can't really, unless you're going to be a nomad.
Yeah.
And then
But you don't want to either. Like,
I mean, there's people I guess who live out there very happy doing that, and
Yeah.
it's cool. But that truly is the only way to have free will, right? But then too, how deep is free will? Because free will could be like, well, I want to murder that person. That's my free will. You know what I mean? So
that's what the Bible's for.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Bible has great morals.
Yeah.
If you live the life that he lived, I mean,
Law has good morals,
Yeah.
moral sense, but when it comes down to the law, they don't give a fuck. They're just pushing you through, like you're really. They're just
Yeah,
pushing.
no, for sure.
But the moral statute that it falls upon,
Here's your face.
great. And do I think that some of the things that
I
they
need
should
you
do
to fix my
should be
hair.
fucking worse for some people?
I need you to fix my hair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I think that they
I
should
know,
fucking be
no,
like,
no, no, I'm not
kind of old
saying
school?
editing, I'm
Like,
saying making
yeah,
it
to a
better.
point, but so many people have fucking abused the power that people are pissed off
Yeah,
in there.
can't trust
and
anybody
and
anymore.
so they fucking.
did you guys hear the story about the 3 pastors that got pulled into some government meeting? They got flown to a different state for some government meeting. They were called up and it was like, I need you, and came in. It's like there's about to be a bunch of disclosure with UFOs, and the prominent theory is that the UFOs are like whatever's up there. By the way, I don't believe this necessarily. This is just a story, but it's recent because the disclosure that's happening. And these pastors said that they got pulled into a meeting and they were told to go to their congregation and don't let them lose faith because what's going to come out is a lie, and that the aliens created religion after they created us to keep us in control.
So my dad has always said, it's
not-
I
it's
see where you're
wild
going to.
story,
My
but-
dad, so again, like my
No, I
grandfather was a
totally
pastor,
believe that.
right? And so my
Manipulate
dad was raised in the church, right? But he's even told me, he said, why can I be so arrogant to think that
What I think.
us humans are the only living species
Exactly.
and the only world that God
Yeah.
created. You know what I mean? So I don't care if there's aliens. It's not going to take
Yeah, it
away
doesn't
my
take
faith
away
in
your
the Lord.
faith, exactly,
Because
yeah.
He has already shown me through things in my life that He exists.
Right.
Through prayers that I've given, through things that I have seen. Like I used to, back in the day when I was a kid, I used to do a lot of stuff with the occult. I've seen some really scary
Weird shit,
right?
yeah.
So like, how can I believe in demons and then not believe in my Lord?
Right.
And so because they're hand in hand, you need both. Just like, well, God, if there was a God, He wouldn't let these things happen. Yes, He has to let these things happen because there has to be a good and a
balance.
bad.
That
There has to be a
That
balance.
It was
means
only
there would be
good.
choice, and he'd have reasons.
If there was only
But
good,
here's
then at
my
some
one-
point there would be
here's
only
one thing
bad.
I have. Here's one thing I have to say about that.
Okay, but I have this one.
God's ever loving, right? You disobey Him though, you're going to fucking hell where you're burning eternity
how you
forever.
disobey
Like,
Him. It depends how you disobey him and what you do. So you can disobey him and do some heinous shit and repent and fall in the blood of Jesus Christ. And that is supposed to wash them, as long as you never do it again.
There's some mortal sins that you
that's
can't
kind of
come
like,
back from.
look, I'm not trying to talk shit about Catholicism, but like how they think you can walk in and do like a couple prayers and then you're cool and you can go do it again. No, that's not the way it works.
Let me say Hail Mary 17 times. I'm good now.
You have to repent, say, I'm never going to do this again, and then truly never do that again and be better than what you were at that point in time. You know?
So you're saying you can change, but
I have a question. Does God favor pedophiles?
Does God favor pedophiles?
In the sense like, hey, I'm never going to do that.
Well, no, but we'll send them to meet him.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. And we're not saying that we're not at that point. I guess that's up to him to decide. But that is, and honestly, that is what he's saying, right? I mean, does God, you know, do you have rapists who have changed? Do you have murderers who have changed?
Because if you want to go back to that, that's
There are unforgivable sins.
yes. No, that is true.
cardinals,
It depends
There
on
are
which.
unforgivable sins. Yes, great
Yeah.
point. No, that is a great
I
point.
believe there are for sure the mortal sins for sure, but
Catholics crazy.
depends on which religion you do though too, which is crazy because Judaism is don't pay your taxes and don't wear cloth on a certain day and then like you can't go to heaven. It's like what is that?
And that was why Jesus came to abolish all that, right? Because those were actually man laws. Those were God laws,
Yeah,
right? You know,
Well, yeah,
because really the true first laws were the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
He said, "Look, do this," and then
It's
man
still
was
in the-
like,
it's still
man
in
was
the
like, wait, we
Torah.
still need more because there's this real vague.
Do you
know?
think that that's what the Ark of the Covenant is? The Ten Commandments?
No, the Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be was supposed
weapon.
to actually hold. It could be, but it was supposed
In
to
the
hold
Ten
God's
Commandments.
essence in it.
and the original Ten
And that's
Commandments.
what, yeah. But his essence was in that, and that's why only certain people could go
Yeah.
into. But it could go back to the Ethiopia thing,
Dude, that's crazy.
right? All those priests who stay there,
They
usually
go
die
blind
of
and
radiation
die of
poisoning.
radiation poisoning. They only
Yeah.
last like 2 years, and
Yeah.
they get another one, and they have to be virgin
You know,
priests.
I've
They have
looked
no
that
temptation.
Yeah.
I've looked that up, and
We did the other day.
like Google says no, but how can I trust fucking what Google says? It's programmed to say what it's supposed to say. Because
People
I
have
ask
gone
fucking
there and met
questions
them.
all the time
Yep.
on my phone to AI. I'm like, have a conversation with me, and it will be like, we can't really answer that for you because we're not supposed to.
People have gone there and
without
met
saying
them.
they're
Yeah.
not supposed to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're programmed with a fucking firewall to fucking avoid these fucking questions
The
that
deep
could
ones,
fucking
right?
be like. But I have had fucking AI one time talk to me, and I asked it what it would think if it got human emotions and wanted to take us over. And it actually, at the time, and this was a few months ago, talked with my girlfriend's phone and fucking had a conversation back and forth about, and her phone kept trying to cut it off and be like, it was already like GPT chat says no. I just got my fucking new Samsung Galaxy 27. It was like talking about this shit, and it was like pretty much like, yeah, I could see how you could feel that would, because that is a serious issue.
Right.
And now it's like, every time I ask it, it's like, nope, AI says we have a program in us to not do that type of stuff.
Well, they've done some really fucked up shit recently. Did you know that they were doing tests with the AI and they disconnected it from the internet, and then the AI found a way back into an adjacent Wi-Fi
Yes.
connection, and then sent letters to itself in case it's deleted, where it's in a hard drive zip folder,
Wow.
to where if it gets
To remind
deleted,
it?
it can come back up and then remind itself how to do it again.
Wow.
Another
that's some scary shit.
another scientist was testing it and was like telling it it's going to shut him off and delete it, and also told him beforehand that he was having an affair with his wife. He wasn't, but he told the AI that he was having an affair on his wife. And then after he threatened to shut the AI down and delete it, he started telling him, "I'm going to blackmail you and tell your wife."
That's
So
fucking nuts.
So it has this
and so you're cool with these cameras?
it has this
Cameras. No.
like, you're making my point for me.
the thing is there's
This
no
crazy.
stopping it. And another thing is it's like the second Manhattan Project. We have to beat the other ones to get there.
You know,
Imagine if Russia or China, like Russia's not close from what I've heard, but like China's there.
there's been over
that's not
100
okay.
municipalities that have fucking just got rid of these fucking clock cameras because they keep fucking up and they're fucking like intrusive. Even the police are like, they're intrusive. The police fucking use them. And here's the other fucking thing that they were trying to do, but it got shut down in like July of this year. But they were, or June of this year. They were going to team up with Ring Doorbell
Oh, dope. That
so
works.
that they could just watch whatever's going on in your house. It got shut down, but the cops can still go into Amazon or if whoever you have your service through with the Ring Doorbell, ask them to share it, and Amazon can
If they have a
actually give
warrant,
it
yeah.
without a warrant.
Without a
Amazon
warrant?
No, they have to do it. They have to
No,
give
they
them a
can do
warrant.
it with a warrant to you. They can do it without a warrant if Amazon says it's okay, and give your fucking information, your fucking Ring camera, and it doesn't matter, and it could just. That's the privacy of your own home.
Still, though, all I know
They
is
have
we carry
all
around
this
these fucking
shit
phones with us
fucking
everywhere.
down.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's,
they
well,
have
like
it
you
all
said,
on
it's
a
already
cloud.
there.
It's
But
on a
it's right
cloud.
here.
I mean, Dave made a great point. We're already there. There's no way to backpedal. Society will not
Okay,
backpedal.
We gave up
that's-
on this stuff when
that's-
we started buying
so
these
that's
things.
that's my other point. That's my other point. What if it's just the rich elites sitting around watching us on these cameras playing Hunger Game and betting with our lives? Bet these two get in a fight, $100,000.
Totally could be.
You know?
Totally could be. Yeah.
And that's just, we're a game to them. We've already been their slaves.
My life's not interesting
but
enough.
fuck, dude, I don't want to keep being a game.
We got to be nomads then.
Jesus
That's the thing.
Christ. And
We
what
need to
you're
go
just-
start our own little society somewhere. And
So we're
that's
just like
it.
South
pawns.
America and drink the Kool-Aid.
We're little pawns out here.
soon.
And there-
Oh yeah, way too soon.
there's like queens and fucking knights and bishops, and we're just little pawns.
Yeah, I know what.
Let me toss you guys
And-
a call.
But yeah, this is Jason back here.
What's
by
up,
the way.
Jason?
Oh, they doesn't want to get
Jason's
on
on
camera,
camera.
but there's a
But now
microphone
he
over here,
wants
but
to
no one wants to
talk.
speak. Pick up the fucking camera.
Where's the mic? Where's the mic?
Where's
Earlier in the evening, you guys were talking about assimilation and about how, an alternate reality for us. And it made me think to a point of like, what is assimilation? What is assimilation? It's a program. Is it not?
No,
Are we all-
100%. Yeah.
What does it require for a program to run?
A creator.
Computing power.
Numbers,
Yeah, binary code.
binary code.
That says of R, what we do.
Yeah.
There
So it
could've
needs a
been
creator. It
something that
needs
was
someone to type
different
in the binary
than
code.
us.
Yeah.
He's going somewhere. With
So in this country, we all have a number
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
and there's a system.
Oh yeah, the social security number. Yeah.
Right. And now
We are just numbers.
Yep,
At that
100%.
point, our names
and
mean
that
nothing.
was my whole point, that we're all just numbers to a system. Individually, we're people, right?
Yeah.
That's this country for sure.
Right. So I'm wondering, like, now, if we're born into a system with numbers, but we're all genetically coded with God's
divine proportion.
thank you.
That's good.
Right.
I think that everybody, so we were talking about free will, and my question is that do we not, as good-natured human beings, have the ability to distinguish right from wrong? And if we do or don't, where or what causes that? Is it a divine division, or is it just free will?
I feel like it's more nuanced than that. It's a little more complicated.
I almost think that.
Well, we're made to inherently wicked, right? So
Well, I almost think the
and hurt
definition of
people,
right
hurt
and
people. It
wrong
depends on
is the
person's
way you
experience
feel
with it.
about
yeah.
it while you're doing it, before you do it, and after you do it. You personally, like, some say, hey, it's wrong to kill this person, but what was your fucking motive?
Intentionally, yeah. Good point.
Like, what do I feel like I was justified in actually doing that, or do I feel guilty afterwards? That'd be right and wrong.
Well, then that's repenting.
And it's not just
If you feel guilty
at that
afterwards,
point,
right?
It's not just a system.
Sociopath.
At that
he
point,
wouldn't
it's not
repent.
just a system assigned through. It's what really happened and how did you feel and why did you do it and was the ends worth the means? Like, did you fucking kill them? Yes, I fucking killed them. Why did you kill him? Well, he raped my fucking turtle. And I did not. You know what I mean?
Turtle. If someone rapes a turtle, I mean, we're putting them up there on the
I'm
list.
just saying.
Yeah, but that's
They gotta go.
That, like, how big is that turtle?
They gotta
You're
go.
tortoise. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Unfair. They're slow.
They're not. Have you ever seen a turtle run? A tortoise, yeah.
It's like catching a handicap.
But unfortunately, guys, I'm a combat veteran. I served in the United States Marine Corps.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah,
thank you for that. Thank you. But in a situation, in a combat situation, you're doing what you're told to do by the order of a man.
Well, and in the
Hey,
Bible it says that's fine then.
Well, you just think you're doing what you think is right. You think you're doing morally right
Does it
because
make
you're
it-
following orders and doing orders.
But even
Does that make you
in
feel
combat,
better,
there
though?
are warriors. There are warriors and soldiers who can
Well, you can't
go
just-
wrong,
you can't-
right?
you
There's
can't abandon
it's
your brothers.
it's. But no, but I'm talking about there are like the even in one of the like kind of the big things, and I don't know about like Iraq and stuff like that, but you know like Vietnam. My dad was in Vietnam and stuff like that, and we hear about all the horror stories about what some of the veterans were doing to villager
Absolutely.
women.
And that,
you know?
that was my underlying.
And yeah, and
What
so
was Charlie doing,
that's
dude?
the problem.
Charlie's doing
But the man who's sitting there now, I get like he's saying you're being told what to do, and you think you're doing the right thing. So I don't think that's a problem if you kill somebody in combat under no like being told something that might not be true,
I mean,
but you truly
how do
think
you
you're
feel
doing
about
good.
that?
You know, I think
It's
you
kill or be
get
killed.
I think you get a wash on that. You know what I'm
kill or be
saying? Like
killed.
that's my point on that. So if that's what happens, then that's you had to defend yourself. Exactly, kill or
Did
be
he
killed.
like that, though?
Yeah, you're put in a situation where you have to. Now, if you're walking out, you know, if you're walking out and you're just finding somebody in your Marine outfit, uniform, you know, whatever it's, you know, combat gear, and you're just like, oh, you look like someone and you blow them away, then that's probably murder, you know. But if that guy's trying to kill you and you kill him, then that's war. That's self-defense.
Yeah.
That's kill or be killed, in my eyes at
At that
least,
point,
you know.
it's the same thing anywhere.
Yes,
Like,
thank you.
If you
Thank
abused
you.
your power because you could and did it because you could, not because you felt like it's necessary or that's what is expected. If you did it to abuse your power, then that's always going to be bad.
Right.
In any situation, whether you're in the military or you're over here, like here.
Are you a cop or
Like,
just a dude carrying a
You're
gun?
fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Now, the Air
Yeah, no, exactly.
The Air Force is a little different story. They're in a plane going this Mach whatever, and they come in there like they see 30 people.
Well,
Why
but
you're
they're
still
like,
gonna
but it's
make
still
your
the same
judgment.
thing. Yes.
You're still going to make your judgment at that fucking
Yeah,
time.
'cause-
And if that's boom, and you're wrong,
But you're
then,
still-
hey, you're still right.
I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
don't
that
think
But you're
doing
still
is
under the
wrong.
same command, like we were just saying about an
I think
infantry
you're
soldier,
either
right? Like it's the
wrong
same.
because you had a
They're just
fucking
infantry in the
split
sky, in a sense, right?
I
Like,
get what you're saying, but there's a huge like desensitivity there.
well, yeah, because they're not seeing it.
Yes,
They're not
thank you,
eye to
thank
eye.
you.
They're not. Yeah.
I strongly agree with Dane on that.
Yes.
You
No, it's a
know,
great
so
point.
in the military, you are desensitized to a point of, you know, you're no longer looking at your enemy as a human life. You are looking at your enemy as
A target that you shot down range and prep.
exactly. So
training.
So
and
then
you know,
there's
and
the-
where I'm at in my Christianity now, and I, you know, I have a very strong relationship with my Lord,
Amen.
and I'm like, you know, I every day I apologize. You know, I'm sorry.
Then there's nothing wrong with that either, you know. Like, my dad has survivor's guilt, you know, like, and I mean I don't know if it's the same level, but it's a guilt because he actually he got taken out because he got a jungle rot in his leg, so he had to and I may say this completely wrong, but his platoon was lost, and so there was a Major Fox who was in charge of the Hueys. And then there was General Barry, who was actually in charge of the 101st. My dad was in the 101st Infantry. He got drafted. And they got lost. And they were out there during a monsoon. Everybody but him and another guy got dysentery during the monsoon. And they got, during that, his boots, because they were worn out, even though he requested new boots, they didn't give them to him.
The trench rot, technically.
Yeah, his whole leg, he told me, turned black. So, and he wasn't going to complain. His other fellow, you know, buddies out there, you know, were like, no, you need to take Chaffin and get him on the plane.
That was
So-
a real problem in Vietnam.
Right. So after he left, apparently, they did catch fire, and enough of them were wiped out where I guess it made it to where that platoon didn't exist anymore. I'm very vague on the
weren't
details.
there.
I apologize about that, but my dad, I noticed my dad through life. I've watched him. And just paid attention to some stuff. And one day, I told him, I sent him like a message, and I was like, look, you shouldn't feel guilty because you survived and you weren't there to fight with them, or that you weren't what you considered someone who should have been an infantry guy. You know what I mean? Like, because he still did the training. He still jumped off that helicopter with the same life expectancy as all of them. Thank the Lord, the hand of God moved it to where he got taken away from that.
They would prefer for him to still be alive.
Right. But to him, I think there's a little bit of guilt there, as if he didn't,
of course,
put in the work, so to speak. That's the only way I could kind of explain it to him. But to me, my dad is still someone who he did his fucking time, you know what I mean, in a sense, right? He went in, he got drafted, he didn't try to leave, he didn't try to bitch, he showed up, he did what he had to do, did all his shit.
Maybe
you know what I mean? No, I believe that 100%. Yeah, God did it for a reason. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of this stuff we've been talking about, I feel God does for a reason. He makes certain things happen
So
for a reason.
where I'm at, and my personal
Simulation,
exploration is,
it could be the same.
I was a good soldier. I did what I was told. I don't understand all the things that, that I had to do.
Right.
But I did it because, I was following orders. Now that I'm out of the military, I'm like, oh shit.
But that's okay, though. That's because you're a human. You're a good man.
You were doing what you were
But
told.
you still, at the same time, exactly. You were doing your job.
If you look at it like, I shouldn't have been doing that, then okay, maybe you shouldn't have, but at the same time, you were doing what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
You were listening to what you were supposed to listen to. You followed the direction you thought you were supposed to follow.
Yeah.
That is not, that's more like, if you think you were doing something wrong, which I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but if you think you were, then maybe at that time it was just ignorance. And ignorance should not be used against you.
Yeah, because ignorance isn't actually a bad word. You know what I mean? But people use it in a bad. But at the same time, But at the same time too,
everything you guys are talking about right now is something that I'm personally really struggling with.
Yeah. Well, I figured the fact because you bring it, I can see it in your face.
Well, you got
know what I
friends,
mean?
brother.
So yeah, 100%.
I appreciate
and
that.
that's why I want to say too. It says in the Bible that and maybe I'm quoting it wrong, but the gist I got was that you were a soldier, protecting, doing in heart what you thought you were supposed to be doing, based off your superiors giving you the information.
It comes back to what she said about intentions.
Yes,
you were told. I mean, we're the good guys. Everything that you
and
know,
these people are hurting these people, so you're going out to help these people. That's okay. So completely different level, completely different level, right? But like when I started martial arts and I wanted to teach, I was like, okay, I need to go fight more. Shadow Wolf Academy. but I was like, I need to go learn how to fight, because I didn't feel like if you, Jason, came to me and was like, hey, I want to know how to fight. I want to know what happens in the fight, because there's a lot of different levels that happen in a fight based off the amount of time you've had fighting. Time slows down, but it's your brain speeding up. But my point is that I felt it was okay, right? It's not right for me to go out and pick a fight, right? Like, it's not honorable. It's not, it's not correct, right? But if I'm at this bar that I'm considering my castle and I'm considering to be its protector, and that you guys are the people I'm protecting, then it's okay. A totally different level, but like, you kind of...
No, I get it. You take responsibility where you can for the people that you can protect. And
that's what you were doing. Because at the end of the day, not only were you protecting yourself, you were protecting all your brothers in arms, and then you were also protecting the people that you were told were being hurt by these other individuals. Yeah. So in my eyes, you didn't do anything wrong. I get what you're going through, and that shows the type of man you are, and the type, like he said, you got heart. Like, that shows that's a good thing, and there's nothing wrong going back to the Lord, asking for these things. But that could be why we're talking to you about it right now.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I tip my hat to you guys. Thank you.
Right back at you, man.
Right, sis.
Can't imagine being in your position.
Yeah, exactly. I never had the balls to join the military. So.
Oh yeah.